And there's the Cotton Museum. Hi, this is Adam. This is another Eye on North Carolina blog. We are here in Coates, North Carolina at the Coates Museum. Really happy to be here. A lot of history here at the Coates Museum. I'm here with volunteer Lynda, who's going to tour us around and check out all the wonderful artifacts, pictures, and everything that encompasses the museum.
And he came here in 1875.
Yes.
The astronaut flight suit is of Dr. William Thornton. He is still living and he is in Texas. Very intelligent man. He created the apparatus used for measuring weight in space. And the reason that we have his flight suit is he is not from Coates, but he is a North Carolinian, the first astronaut from North Carolina. He was impressed with Coates because Coates is the home place of the first licensed pilot from North Carolina. If you'll come around this way, Alton Stewart is the first licensed pilot of North Carolina, and his license is signed by Orville Wright. In 1929, he was teaching two students from Anger, North Carolina, to do stunts. And he was flying on that particular day in 1929, Christmas Day, in a Waco. And he normally would fly a Jenny, which is a model up there, a Jenny left over from World War I. Well, he was teaching these stunts in a Waco, and one of the students didn't correct, and they had a crash, and they all died. And that's a piece of the Waco that was left from the crash. This is the bedroom that will be typical of the war between the states, the Civil War. Well, here we have the widow lady, and she has just completed her year and 1 day of mourning where she had to wear all the veils, but she's taking off her veils and going to start wearing regular clothes, and even has her jewelry on the bed because she can start courting again now. In their taste of heritage, there's always, the military is a part of a community. So in the past, we have had Civil War soldiers, as you can see. They came home often wounded, and the wheelchair is that period, and our soldier there is still enjoying his walking stick, but I doubt he walked very much. World War I soldier immediately behind this Confederate soldier. And the interesting story to the World War II was actually created in World War I at the end of it.
Wow, that is awesome.
This water-cooled machine gun. We have a young man who is a reenactor, and he trades a lot of times with different reenactors, and he happened to find this rapid-fire water-cooled machine gun. However, we are legal. It is now only single fire. World War II infantry soldier. He has his hand grenade, he has his rifle. He's probably seen action. A warrant officer. He was Godfrey Beasley, a very handsome man. And immediately behind him is an Air Force uniform and soldier. And we even have an Afghanistan Desert Storm uniform, or in that era.
And that's great that you're keeping the tradition of the military alive through all the generations and the wars that have occurred with the United States,
Exactly.
with America.
It's a part of our life.
It is.
This is tracing our life. And they didn't really serve in action as much as just their duty to the country. But yeah, we're real excited about Mackie as well. And who would ever know that in a small town that we could find a black military man at parade wrist?
That's great.
Isn't that handsome?
Yes, yes.
He was an air parachute rigger, and he informed us that it takes 6 100-feet canopies to lower a bulldozer into the jungle. Commander Weaver is also a local young man, and he is retired from the Navy. And he was a commander. And the picture of the military wedding, the bride and groom, that's their actual picture that you saw in the parlor. Well, immediately behind that is a piece of parachute that they learned in World War II that they needed to print the maps onto that so that when they got wet, they wouldn't disintegrate. Wasn't that a smart idea? And a lot of those spearheads and arrow points would have traveled out west. As the same token, some of those Western artifacts would travel this way. The medical.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I love the little Vicks vapor.
Some snake oil is in there. And in the pictures in the top is Dr. Roberts, also was a pilot, and he was killed in the airplane crash. He died as a result of that. Dr. Moore did not fly a plane, but he was the inspector for all licensing pilots of Harnett County. Okay, welcome to the Coates Museum. This was our 2005 centennial project. And Coates was known for cotton production, and then when the boll weevil won, then we went to tobacco growing as the major money crop. But here we have the old planters, fertilizer distributors. You notice the wooden wheels, some are metal wheels as time went on. And this little fella here got up early in the morning, had to pick the cotton, and then tonight he's going to have to go sit by the firelight and pick the seed out of the cotton. And he was so happy when Eli Whitney invented the cotton gin.
Right.
And we have one of those gins right there.
So I'd like to thank Lynda and the entire staff here at the Coates Museum. We learned quite a bit, and Coates, North Carolina has such a rich military history, which I really love. And they take pride in tradition, military servicemen here in Coates, North Carolina. And this is another Eye on North Carolina blog. We're here in Coates, North Carolina, and we'll see you all soon.